Well, we've been saying here for a long time, for months, that the Democrat Party is dead in the water, even before these pitiful ratings came out, proving that the party is down, and down. Between the woke and the DEI and the support for illegal immigration, the grooming of our children, America is done with that party. But it's actually shocking to see someone like Joe Scarborough have a meltdown about, and I have to say, I'm really enjoying the show when he does stuff like this.
Like, you're trying to do everything to distract the American people from the fact that you're screwing up on job one. And job one is helping working Americans and helping the middle class afford their lives and build a life where their children are going to live better than them. That's the American dream. And you have done nothing but play politics over the past year and a half. It's really not that hard to do.
We'll see.
Try that. Cut and paste.
He's upset. Poor Joey Scarborough's upset. Drink some coffee, Joe. But it gets even better when Scarborough goes off on Gavin Newsom for his little sideshow of pretending to care about America when it's obviously just that, a show, because of his ridiculous dream of becoming president.
Gavin Newsom, he wants to own Donald Trump. He wants to be Donald Trump light. You can't be Donald Trump light. Hey, Gavin, talk into the camera and talk about making life more affordable, not only for people in California, but if you want to talk about people in New Hampshire, our people in Iowa, our people in South Carolina, they would like to know how their lives can be more affordable, not how you can own Donald Trump.
Yeah, okay. And look at this tweet. It's so pathetic. How much he's trying to be Donald Trump. It's incredible. Gavin Newsom, I realized at some point that Gavin Newsom, his only go-to is, I hate Trump as much as the rest of you Democrats that are voting for me. I mean, it's incredible. They have no policy. There's nothing that's working in California that, if you were to expand it on a national level, would make this country better. It would make it worse. And so instead, he's going to go with, I hate Trump. And he's literally bubbling to the top of the Democrat ladder right now. He and Jasmine Crockett, with her foul mouth, who hate Trump the most, are the biggest leaders in the Democrat Party right now. It's not just MSNBC. The entire leftist media machine seems to be collapsing in on itself. And they're coming for Gavin Newsom. I'm telling you, Gavin, it's never going to happen with this guy. Watch.
Do Democrats want it? Okay, do Democrats want it? This, I think, is the trend line that I think says it all. Democrats want their leaders to what? Try to stop the GOP or work with the GOP? You go back to 2017, you see here, work with the GOP took the cake at 74% compared to just 23% who said to try and stop the GOP. But now I'm going to come over to your side of the screen, Laura. Look at 2025. I'm coming as close as I can. 57% say they want the Democratic leaders to try and stop the GOP compared to just 42% who say they want them to work with the GOP. That is a major shift.
And therein lies the problem. Instead of coming up with ideas that help the country, make it better, build on Trump's successes, they just want to say he was wrong. And the successes are racking up. The cost of living is going down. Quality of life is going up. Places getting safer. Americans are getting the jobs that other people were taking, illegals were taking. Stop it, Gavin Newsom. Americans are tired of your Trump derangement syndrome. All right, Mrs. Newsom is clearly in on her husband's performative antics, crying snowflake tears about deporting illegals.
Shame on them for choosing cruelty, for terrifying families, ruining children's lives just to make a political point. Whose interpretation of Christian values is this? What happened to being the party of family values? This shouldn't be about politics. This should be about people, their well-being, our shared humanity. If you could see these families, hear from them, these moms, their children. Today I heard from community members who have lost loved ones to suicide because of the trauma and pain being inflicted on the immigrant community. If you looked into their eyes, you would understand, you would feel it. You would know this was wrong. We have to do better.
Nice try with the crocodile fake tears, and I didn't see any tears coming down. You go like this and say you're going to cry. I have a question for you, Mrs. Christian Values. You're worried about Mrs. Newsom. Ask your husband where he stands on abortion. I don't know. Maybe you stop crying a little bit, right? That's what I thought. Shut up. And they wonder why their polling is so low. Clowns like Eric Swalwell continue to say ridiculous things to anyone who will listen. And as always, CNN loves to listen to Swalwell.
Who is this guy? Is he a publicist for slavery, like a lobbyist on behalf of slavery? It doesn't make any sense that he would want to erase one of the ugliest things that's ever happened in America and educate our children, especially about how we make sure it doesn't happen again. He's done the same thing with another ugly day in America, January 6th. He's tried to erase that day and take the heroes of that day, the police officers, and make them the villains so that he also erases his own responsibility.
These are the clowns that want ICE officers not to wear masks so that they're exposed. And all the software is so easy to tell a face where people live and get all their information. It's insane. You don't want to put our officers at risk like that. They're more than willing to let these, what they call peaceful protesters, burn down our cities with masks on. But God forbid you arrest someone and you're an ICE officer and you want your face covered because you don't want MS-13 or Tren del Agua to come after your family. They protect the wrong people, and that will always be the reason why Democrats will never win again. And yet another example of why America is done with the Democrat Party. We haven't talked about her in a long time, but I did mention her earlier. Jasmine Crockett never fails to come out with, guess what? The most racist comments available. But here she managed to take it to an even higher level and slander more than half of America while she's at it.
Most black people are not Republicans simply because we just is like, y'all racist. I can't hang out with the KKK in them. That's really what it is. But when we think about who we are as black people and we think about where we come from, most black people have very conservative values, right? But the reality is that, like, we just can't side with, like, the neo-Nazis in them. We not dealing with y'all like that, right?
So let me get this straight, Jasmine Crockett. If you're not black, you're a neo-Nazi. Is that what you're trying to say? That is a filthy, horrible lie. And it's probably why you're winning. That's probably why you could be the runner-up to Gavin Newsom or maybe even his vice president, because you say stupid crap like that. As long as you shoot the other side, that's all that matters anymore in politics. It's really getting disgusting. It's getting bad. It's getting bad. Just look around. Things are better. Everything's better right now. Our borders are getting more secure. We're spending less money, sending less money to foreign countries. Things are better. But Jasmine Crockett wants to tell you, if you're not black, you're a white supremacist. This needs some attention. More and more is coming out about just how far and wide the cover-up of Joe Biden's mental health decline really was, like we didn't already know. We know the media helped him, tried desperately and pathetically to hide it and help him. But look at this. Why did Sherry Redstone do it? The media mogul spoke at length. A New York Times article right there about Paramount's settlement with President Trump says that the folks at Paramount, which owns CBS, by the way, were well aware that Biden was basically sleeping through his interview. This is from 2023. This is a part of the interview that they edited and tried to cover it all up. Watch.
Mr. President, given these two wars and the dysfunction in Congress, are you sure that you want to run again?
Yes, because I'm sure, look, when I ran, I said the world's at an inflection point. The world's changing, but we have an opportunity to make it. So imagine if we were able to succeed in getting the Middle East put in place where we have normalization of relations. I think we can do that. Imagine what happens if we, in fact, unite all of Europe and Putin is finally put down where he cannot cause the kind of trouble he's been causing. We have enormous opportunities to make it a better world.
Wow. Dodged a bullet. Turns out Scott Pelley of 60 Minutes told his bosses that Biden, quote, seemed drowsy and had to be prodded to answer. And they did everything in their power to hide that from the people, folks. Journalism is supposed to hold truth to power. You're supposed to be exposing things that could affect everyone watching, not hiding so that you can get that guy back into office. And who knows what the hell would have happened. All right, before we go to break, I want you to take a look at The Edge. Now, let me just tell you something about The Edge. You've been asking what's next. This is The Edge, folks, right here. The fire doesn't destroy you, it forges you. I've lived where the heat never stops. Pro baseball fields, open outcry pits, and the anchor chair. Pressure isn't the enemy, it's the test. Only the strong withstand it. Only the ready rise through it. The Edge isn't just a brand, it's the spark in men who've been holding back too long. September, The Edge is coming.